What's good, fellas? Today I'm be going over the UFC 306 main event. Sean O'Malley taking on Merab Dvalishvili. Look, when it comes to my biasness towards anyone in this fight, I don't have any. And that's how it should always be. But obviously, I like certain fighters. But in this fight, I don't have any. Merab, I'm not a fan of Merab. His fight style is very boring. He doesn't finish fights, and I don't really like him. And then O'Malley, on the other hand, I don't really like either. I like his fight style; it's very entertaining to watch. But the guy like is a cornball. He's awkward. He tries to act like a frat dude. And bro, you're 30 years old, man. Just let it go. But anyways, 7 for 8 on my main event picks this year, and hoping to continue that. So yeah, I'm gonna break down both guys, what they do good, what they do bad, and ultimately give my winner of this fight. So yeah. First up, I'll be going over Merab. Look, Merab, man, this guy, he's 5'6", 68-inch reach, 33 years old, last five, coming off of Henry Cejudo, Peter Yan, Jose Aldo, Marlon Moraes, and Cody Stamann. Look, Merab, people talk about his cardio like it's crazy. It is unbelievably crazy. It's insane. It is not human like. There's nobody in the UFC that, in my opinion, is even close to this guy's cardio. It's fucking ridiculous how hard this guy works on his cardio, and it's incredible. Um, when it comes to the striking of Merab, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I think it's good enough to not get himself in bad position, right? When I looked at the Aljo fight, I know Aljo gets himself and overextends in bad positions, and he cannot do that against O'Malley. And ultimately, he got caught. He overextended on a shot and got caught. I don't see Merab doing that. I feel like Merab, he doesn't really overextend on his shots. He will throw combos and he will, be hittable, but he really, extends himself. And when he does, he's always grabbing a leg or trying to take you down or put you on the fence. Look, his variety with his takedowns is exceptional. I mean, he'll do double legs, he'll do judo, but his main thing is his single leg. It's beautiful. He'll grab the leg, tilt it up, and if you're not defending and you're trying to punch him or do whatever, he'll take you down. So you need to defend that first. But yeah, if he doesn't even get the takedown off the single leg, he's gonna push you on the fence and land a ton of shots. He always is gonna land shots on you, no matter from where. Right when he grabs that leg, he's going to turn you around and he'll be right on you, just like glue, sticking to you, just landing shots. And, he'll get you in the clinch and work on his dirty boxing. He's great at that. Um, and yeah, he's got a lot of ways to win this fight. In terms of his skill set, his finishing ability, man, it's not great. And that's what gives me a little bit of a problem here. Look, Merab, people talk about how his wrestling is good. It's great. His control hasn't been the greatest, and that's a bit of a problem. But when I look at the guys that this guy's fighting, man, Jose Aldo, one of the best takedown defense in the UFC, probably, of all time, maybe. He never gets taken down. So I look at that fight and I'm like, damn, he still managed to win that fight. Crazy. Then I look at Peter Yan, another guy, exceptional on the ground, very smooth with his takedown defense and his takedowns himself. And then you look at Henry Cejudo. He's a fucking gold medalist, for God's sake. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be able to hold this guy down forever. Merab was able to do that to Henry in the second and third round. It's the way this guy wears on you, man. And I think he's a very big problem. The questions that I have for Merab is how will he close that distance? Because, I said his favorite move is that single leg. You can't grab that single leg too many times. O'Malley's going to pick it up and, land a counter strike, a knee, an uppercut, something like that. So how is he going to close that distance and mix in the variety? One thing about Merab that he does great is he feints the takedowns immediately. So when he's on the feet, he's feinting takedowns right away. He doesn't waste time. He's very light on his feet, which I think is going to be beneficial for him in this matchup. I expect him to be patient. But yeah, I think when he grabs a leg, he will, hold O'Malley. And I think if he gets O'Malley down, I think he'll have a better, I think we're going to see him control him a little bit more than other people. But that's where the problem comes for me. When you give a guy like O'Malley, you give him so many opportunities to get up, or even just, even if he's on the ground, Merab doesn't have a finishing ability. And that's my problem right there, because you give O'Malley, like I said, a great counter striker, a sniper, this many opportunities to hit you. It's a bit of a problem. And will he be able to control Sean? I just answered that. I do think, when he gets him down, he's going to have a bit better ability to control him because of, he hasn't in the pass because of the guys he's fighting, man. Peter Yan, Henry Cejudo, Jose Aldo, not easy guys to hold down at all. So, yeah, I think Merab in this matchup is going to have an advantage clearly on the ground, clearly with the cardio, clearly with the pace, clearly with the wrestling, clearly in the clinch. To me, it's about that open space. And yeah, but those are the good things that I think Merab does. When it comes to the bad things, he will make mistakes on the ground and overdo himself. He'll sometimes get himself in a bad position and be too aggressive on the ground, which I don't like, and he loses position because of that. And he can't do that here. He's got a guy like O'Malley who's not as good on the ground as Cejudo or Yan or Aldo. O'Malley's not as good on the ground. And Merab needs to take his time and be able to control him and land ground and pound. But ultimately, he needs to hold Sean down and wear on him. The strikes get a little bit loopy towards the end of the fight, and he can't do that again. He's a cardio machine. This guy has great cardio, but his technique goes away a little bit towards the end of the fight, which I don't like. But yeah, Merab, there's a lot of good things to like about him. Now I'm going to go over Sean O'Malley's pros and cons. And yeah, Sean O'Malley, 5'11", 72-inch reach, 29 years old, last 5 wins. Marlon Vera, Aljamain Sterling, Peter Yan, Paiva, and Chris Moutinho. So it's a clear drop off there, but we know he's got Dana White privilege, I guess you could say. But good wins over Yan and Sterling, and I wouldn't even consider Vera that good of a win. Look, what O'Malley does great. Everyone knows his footwork, man. It's incredible. His speed, footwork. The footwork is really good for him, and it seems like he usually stays fresh. I mean, towards the fourth and the championship rounds, it doesn't look the same, but I'd expect that with anyone. It's a fight. You're not going to be like that the whole time. But man, it's tough. Look, his distance management is beautiful. Like I said, the footwork helps him not get taken down and not get caught with takedowns. He used it great against Aljo. The first round Aljo didn't get him down. He was still trying to find a shot. But O'Malley moves great, man. That's definitely his best asset. His speed is undeniable, man. He's so fast for a guy of his size. He's a sniper as well. Extremely accurate with his punches, with his kicks. Great variety on the kicks. I think his takedown defense will look good. And that's not what concerns me in this matchup. Obviously, it's the pace of Merab and if Merab can get to him. I'm not worried about O'Malley's takedown defense in the first 2 rounds. I mean, Merab Dvalishvili shot 50 takedowns in a 5-round fight. 50. That's 10 takedowns a round. And look, it's Peter Yan who doesn't have as good footwork and is a lot smaller than O'Malley, which is, very different fight. It's very different. But it's huge, man. Oh, man. My cons with O'Malley. Look, against Vera, I know O'Malley was throwing a ton of strikes, a ton of volume, and he was a little bit gassed out in the 4th and 5th round. We saw a dip in those numbers, and, Vera was ultimately in the 4th round able to hit him a couple times, and that's the only round you could have given Vera in that fight is the 4th round. But with that being said, I feel like, striking is a different type of endurance compared to wrestling and grappling. I think wrestling and grappling is much, much higher pace and more endurance needed for that. I don't know if you can simulate fighting Merab Dvalishvili. Look, I think O'Malley's great. And I think this is a good, tough fight for him. And I want to see what he's able to do. But in those later rounds, how is he going to handle this? If he can't get Merab out of there, which I don't know if he will, it's obviously, we'll see what happens. It's a fight, very close odds. I think it's going to be a great fight. And I'm going to get into my prediction. I broke down each fighter and I'm going to get into my prediction here. I'm going to go with Merab. I've seen all the money go on O'Malley. O'Malley opened on DraftKings as a plus 160 underdog. And if that was the case, I would have probably bet on O'Malley as well. But at this point, I'm picking Merab to win this fight. Yes, O'Malley is dangerous. Merab is open. We've seen him get hit by Cejudo. We've seen him get rocked by Marias. With that being said, it was the same combination, that boxing combination, lead hook to the body and lead hook to the body, lead hook to the head, which I don't, I'm not going to sit here and say that that's not going to happen, but I don't see I really don't see O'Malley doing that. He doesn't really fight like that. He's got that long range teep that he loves to use. The counter strikes, he likes to strike off angles. He's a sniper, man. Yes, I think he can catch Merab, but I really don't think O'Malley is as powerful as people think he is. It's really the speed and the timing, and obviously that can definitely rock someone. But Merab's ability to recover is second to none. Once again, man, this guy, Marias, he came back and won that fight. Cejudo came back and beat the hell out of Henry Cejudo, man. We're talking about Henry Cejudo right here. We're not talking about anyone else. Henry Cejudo, I know Henry's 37, but I've never seen Henry go back to the stool that gassed out in the second round. It was unbelievable, man. Yes, I think O'Malley can catch Merab, but I think it's going to have to be a knee or something really, really hard. I don't think O'Malley can go the 5 rounds with that pace. I don't think anyone on the face of the fucking planet can do it. With that being said, the way that I've seen Merab wear and tear on people, it is second to none, man. Peter Yan, we're talking about Peter Yan, a guy who, in my eyes, I thought he beat Sean O'Malley. I did. We saw Peter Yan get 6 takedowns on O'Malley, and I know he didn't hold him down that long, and I know he didn't land any ground and pound. Merab's better, and I know that O'Malley's really going to be focused on the takedowns, and yes, I understand that. But I think a different factor that Merab's going to be able to use here is the calf kicks, man. I watched that Yan fight, and man, he fucked Peter Yan's calf up. Peter was fighting southpaw the whole fight. And look, I know it's not going to be as available as you think, but I think, the way that I saw Sean O'Malley fight last time against a high level grappler, Aljamain Sterling, he was very hesitant and very patient. I think Merab's going to be patient as well. I think he's going to try and find O'Malley on the fence, back him up. But I'm trusting Merab to get this one done. I do think he's durable. His ability to recover is second to none. Once again, man, and when it gets to those later rounds, I just don't think O'Malley's going to have enough in the tank, man. Like I said, against Vera, he looked a little bit gassed, and I would expect that. He was throwing tons of output. But Merab, man, he's going to wear on you. If Merab gets out of the first and second, I think it's an easy win for him. I do. With that being said, there's always a huge factor because what if O'Malley steals the first and second and Merab can't get him out of there? Because I don't know if Merab can get him out of there because the dude can't finish anyone. I think it's a very, very close fight, but I'm sticking to my gut, and I'm going Merab Dvalishvili to win this fight due to his inhumane cardio and the way this guy works, his ability to recover. I think his striking is underrated. I think he's going to be able to out-volume Sean O'Malley. I think he's going to hold him in the clinch and wear on him, and by the third or fourth round, we'll see O'Malley fade. And no, I don't think Merab is going to finish him. I think we're going to see a 49-46 decision, possibly a 48-47. But I'm excited to see this fight, and I'd like to, know what you guys think in the comments. So, yeah, let me know, and I'll catch y'all boys in the next one.